Hey people, Kai here. We have some special guest. To be fair, it's the only people I like talking to on the football terrace. So it is what it is.
Well, the only people who said yes.
or that. I hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna talk about everything Premier League. We're gonna talk about Manchester United's sudden rise to power, Liverpool's sudden of becoming useless, and Chelsea being Chelsea. It's not like we have been any good lately, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Well, we're gonna have Bobby joining us. Bits on Bob, but for now, let's roll the countdown. So, people, welcome to the first ever The Football Gods podcast, man. We'll be talking about it's a first for me, not complaining about Chelsea only, and other people complaining about their teams. Oh shit,
not me.
But yeah, your team is first. So you're guest. Until City play their game in hand, but it is what it is, isn't it? So what do you guys think? Let's start with my team. What do you guys think? What do you have any of you watched the press conference with the Lampard today? And have you heard of it? Like, what do you guys think?
I read
the man is
under
pressure, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he is. But I read it. But I just Chelsea fans. And this is gonna not go down well, is it? It's a Chelsea show, but the Chelsea channel really. But I think you're all a bit spoiled. Like, and at the same time, you've got to remember that Frank's like your biggest legend, really. He really is, like, especially for if you're under 25, right? He's your biggest legend.
I think Drogba isn't connected, but it doesn't.
Maybe. Yeah, okay, it's debatable, but he's one of, right? So you've got your biggest
English legend. He's
legend.
Biggest English legend. Yeah.
Comes in, takes you top 4 last season.
Luckily, but okay.
And you have a great transfer window, which really is split over 2 seasons because you had a ban, right? Let's put it like that. Let's make it fair. So he struggled through a season in terms of personnel, done really well with them and got you 4th. This season, he's having a major dip, huge dip. Like, I think he's probably lost the players, and if that's happened, he has to go. But what were you all expecting from him? Like, this is what I mean. Like, Chelsea, they're renowned for bringing in the top managers, the managers that are there to do that job, win you stuff. He's so inexperienced. Like, that's not the guy. So I'm not sure what the expectations were.
In the end, the expectation not to be below West Ham, you know what I mean? There's still expectation to be above Aston Villa. Like, nobody was expecting us to win the league other than Monster, but my view about it. I found that ridiculous, but that's just me. But we didn't expect us to be 9th, like competing with Aston Villa, West Ham, all this like smaller team. Yeah, go ahead, Gosha.
I do think the expectations from a lot of Chelsea fans, maybe not necessarily Kai, but from a lot of Chelsea fans were quite high. A lot of Chelsea fans seem to think that because they signed all these world-class players and we took Werner from out of Liverpool's reach and Klopp wanted him and all of this and we're going to go and smash the league. And we've been saying to Chelsea fans all summer, it's going to take time for these players to gel. I don't think there's not a single signing that they made.
But they're not gelling. The issue is, though, they're not gelling.
There isn't a single signing that Chelsea made other than Chilwell that had actually played Premier League football before. So, they signed a 20-year-old midfielder for £60 million. They signed they didn't sign players that had played in the Premier League before. And I just think the expectations were quite high. Having said that, the way Chelsea have been performing is just, it's quite clear to see what the problem is. You know, you look at United fans when United were going through their problems, and you had the Ollie outers, and we all used to sit there and call them crazy. And the same with Arsenal fans that used to blame Arteta instead of looking at the board. Whereas with Chelsea, this is a prime example of when the problem is the manager. It's not the board, it's not the players, it's not being backed, it's not the, it's the manager. And there's nothing you can do. You can sugarcoat it and paint it up and put a pretty bow on it and put a first class stamp on it and send it to Neverland. It's not going to change anything. The manager is not good enough. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
players like Pulisic can go on a little run maybe, and Werner can start getting goals, and Kai Havertz and whatever. But inevitably, Chelsea are not going to do anything this season because the manager just isn't good enough.
Yeah, I think sacking Lampard and replacing him doesn't solve all of our problems, but I don't think many people would disagree that it solved at least 60 or 70% of them. Just for the fact that the players just don't look so unhappy under him. They're not playing for him, you know. The players look unhappy. You, Indiana, would know about this, like with the United's time under Mourinho, you know. You can, and me as a Chelsea fan, you can easily like recognize when players are just like their morale is just low, you know, like they're not happy playing football.
Sorry, Kai. If you give Chelsea players a week, if you give Chelsea players a week with a new manager, and I don't mean like a week in terms of games, I just mean from when you sat Lampard and appoint a manager, you give the Chelsea players a week of training with a new manager, and you guys will go on a run of games and start winning. Fact, because the players you have got the ability. On paper, you've got arguably the best team in the league, arguably. Now, we can say Liverpool, but Van Dijk's injured and Gomez is injured. You know, City have got a lot of injuries and they've signed a lot of new players. So on paper, you guys have the best XI in the league. You should be winning games like it's nothing. I know the players are still new, but under the right manager, I think you guys will go on a run of games and could push for maybe top three. And not the league, but top three and the FA Cup maybe.
Yeah, definitely not top 9. Definitely, like nobody had ever thought Chelsea would be 9th in the league, you know. Even the biggest Chelsea hater, you know, that want to banter us, they would never have thought that Chelsea would be 9th, right? Like, you know, so it is kind of like, because whenever we signed Lampard, I knew it's going to happen like this, but I didn't know that he's going to be this toxic to all these players, to the media, to just to the club in general. It's like he's becoming more of a burden than a blessing, you know what I mean? So I think it's time for Chelsea to let him go, just for the fact that the locker room and respect to people, you know, once you lose respect to a person, it's very, very hard for it to be gained back, if at all, you know. So I just think keeping him at the job whenever the players just look discontent is not going to help anybody. It's just going to be an issue, you know.
I think he's arrogant. I think he's very arrogant. I've been watching Frank Lampard body language during interviews, and he's very arrogant. I think he thinks because he's Frank Lampard and because this is Chelsea, nothing's going to happen to me. I'm invincible. I can do what I want. This is my club. And unfortunately, he's going to learn the hard way that it's not the case.
I think he, you know what? I think he actually already learned, because I was listening to this podcast, the Chelsea Fancast. I think a lot of Chelsea fans know it, but you guys are probably not aware of it. But basically, Liam Toomey was asked, does he think that Lampard can turn it around? And he basically said that it reached a point that even if he does go on a run of winning games, the club has already reached a point where they already are thinking and planning for next season, and it doesn't involve Frank. So even if he does start on going in a winning streak, he's still not going to be the Chelsea manager next season. So the maximum he's going to get is the end of the season. No, Liam Toomey is very, very connected. He's very connected.
Yeah, but opinions can change, Kai. If you guys were to go on a run of games and finish third and win the FA Cup.
Not with Roman. Even I would give you an example with Sarri. The club already decided to sack him, even after he already got top 3 and he got the Europa League, and we went on a winning streak. He still lost his job. Same thing with Conte. He finished 5th, and they knew he's going to leave. So the same thing happened to him as well. If the Chelsea board make a decision, that's it. Even if you do whatever that's it. You're basically just buying time for yourself.
Done.
Yeah,
it's done.
I think it's the same for Van Gaal as well at United, right? Like whenever you had after he even won the FA Cup, and people say, "Oh, if he was gonna win, he still got sacked," because the decision's already made. Just the papers need to be signed. That's it.
Yeah, so, no, I agree. Sorry. Yeah, the whole Van Gaal thing, it was Mourinho they wanted. So even after he won a trophy, he was out the door. because they made a decision. But Roman's ruthless. He knows what he wants. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I've said to you before. It wouldn't surprise me. I think, and you said it to me today. Wouldn't it be surprising if they can't get the right manager, that if Frank was to stay in the job to the end of the season, unless you lost another 3 or 4 games, and then you might see Junior Morris take charge.
I think it's one more game. If I'm honest with you, I think if one more loss or a draw against a small team, I think he apparently has the next 3 games, and if he lose any of them or draw any of them, he's gone. And you could see that there is truth to it because of the way that he reacted to the media today. He was very irritated. Every response he responded with anger and being like, "Oh, I'm not stupid. I read the media." Blah blah blah. It's being like kind of like reactive in a way. But anyway, let's move it to something a bit more positive. Indiana, at least for you, is positive. United, talk to me. How you doing, man? How is United doing?
Good, just good right now. In this moment in time, which is I've learnt with United, you just have to just stay in the moment. Don't think about end of the season. Don't think about the next game so much. Just stay in the moment, because they can crush your dreams. Do you know what I mean? Especially with this board and these players. But no, things are good right now. The squad looks really happy. They all want to play. Different to Chelsea, you can tell all the players want to play for the manager. Say I'm not even taking the piss. It's true, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? They all look like they're competing for positions. Pogba's in his best form he's ever been. You know, you would think after playing under Mourinho, it wouldn't really be someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who came in and got Pogba playing good football. He just seems like
a very nice guy, man. Ole just seems like a very, very nice guy. Just like his personality. He seems like such a he's the kind of person who, who's gonna be there for you if you need to, I'm not saying it like as a bad thing, I'm not saying it as a bad thing. But so do
serial killers, Kai. Serial killers, they seem like a really nice guy, loyal.
Bro, I would know. But yeah, exactly.
Indiana, let me ask you something. Indiana. Yeah. Do you think, because I know Ole's doing a great job now, and I've always maintained that behind the scenes, Ole's work has been incredible. He's been the best manager you've had since Fergie, but on the pitch, it's not always transferred. Do you think Alex Ferguson has kept Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a job in terms of his word to the board? Because he's a board member, isn't he? So do you think maybe his influence has kept Ole in the job this long and allowed him to get to this position where you're performing?
Do you know what I think's happened? I think they had David Moyes. So Fergie knew in that season, like he'd done an incredible thing in his last season and winning the league with that squad. It was so weak. David Moyes came in because of how weak that squad was, and another season that aged, and they couldn't get Mourinho or a top manager they wanted at the time. Louis van Gaal was available. He came in, spent loads of money for him, but didn't get his top targets. Then Mourinho became available, backed him in the first window. Mourinho wanted to take it in a certain direction. They wanted to do. They weren't completely on board with it. If you piss him off, that's it. He's just he'll quite happily put players in the stands. He put up all Pogba and Cavani in the stands right now. He'd do that, and a Bruno. He'd have all 3 of them in the stand if they didn't believe in what he was doing. And rightly so in a way. You're the manager, right?
Yeah.
They've been through all of this. They've spent I can't remember how much it is. A ridiculous amount of money. What choice do they have? Bear in mind, this is a business. And the money's in top 4, really. Champions League, 100 mil. To finish top 4, you need to finish in the top 4 consistently.
Yep.
So in order to do that, you have to have a plan from the ground up. They have to back a manager and see it through. I don't think they've really got a choice. He is doing a lot of the stuff that Fergie did when Fergie came in. When Fergie came in, it was we have to start with the academy. That's where it starts. We've done the same thing with United right now. Since Ole came in, we've brought some of the best young talent in Europe. We've got that kid who scored over 600 goals in academy football from Manchester City.
Isn't that like what Pelé used to do, like to Messi? He's like counts all the goals he scored in his back garden, or is it actually legit? I'm just saying they're buying players that they see with potential.
They've got. You look at the coaching staff, McPherson. Like, he played for the club, knows the culture of the club. Michael Carrick. They've just brought in Darren Fletcher, and I haven't really dug deep into the report, but the report is that he's doing a lot of the stuff with Pogba. And since he's come in, Pogba has had his best performances, his best games. Ollie's very good at identifying players. He's very good at navigating the board, and everyone looks happy. And so for me, is he the best manager in the world? No, he's not. But is there still progress at Manchester United? There is. And whilst we're still moving forwards, I can't ask for a manager to leave. So I'm happy with where we are, but I know we're not back at the top. Does that make sense?
But you know what? With Ole, I've always thought that he's a very underrated manager, and I think it's unfair to people to call him a PE.
Because of the way he looks and dresses, Kai.
Yeah, I know. Literally, I think I am one of the first people who said he looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, man. He just looks like a proper nice guy, you know.
Listen,
like he looks like
if he was South American and his name was Olicino and he's a bit more charismatic, right? people buy into him a bit more. It's because he's. Let's be honest, he's fucking boring.
It's because he looks like he sniffs women's underwear. He does look that. Like, we do get that, you know. Like he looks like that type of guy, you know. Like, he just
the confusing guy to listen to as well, man. Like, I don't think his brain knows whether he wants to be from Norway or Manchester. Like, you listen to this guy talk.
His accent's hilarious. No, you know, it's the funniest thing when he called Rashford Rushy. It kills me. It kills me. And he's like,
I can't even do it. I can't even do it. I can't even do the accent. It's the weirdest thing.
Hilarious.
Right.
But didn't he like live in the UK like the majority of his like teenage life
for a long
time,
right? At United. Yeah, there for a long time. Because even after he finished playing, he was coaching at United. We forget he's been a manager for 10 years now. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And it shows. Like, he say what you want about Ole. Yeah, he might not be the most charismatic. He might not be the most cool-looking guy, right? But he's very good at adapting. He's very good at adapting to situations, adapting on the pitch and off the pitch. You know. I think his man management is very underrated. I think he's probably one of the best coaches, I guess, at putting his arm around the player's shoulder and just like supporting them through bad times, you know. And I think he's doing a great job that is coming under the radar, and a lot of the media are being like kind of unfair to him. As a Liverpool fan, what do you think, Oshie, about like the whole you know, like Ole thing? What do you think about him as a coach? The job he's doing at United?
I've always maintained Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the best manager United have had since Alex Ferguson. When you look at the work he's done behind the scenes, his job was to come in and to steady the ship at United. His job was never to come in and win them the Premier League. And the fact that he's got them to a position where they could potentially win the Premier League is incredible. I don't know whether that means he should stay long term, because although he's done great things this season, he is still a very inconsistent manager, because there's times when he's not a great coach. He's not Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola in terms of coaching.
He's a coach, but that's not his job.
But that's not his job. That's not his job.
The only coaching he does is with the strikers, with the forwards.
And that's fine.
Martial's improved massively. Rashford.
I think he means manager. Do you mean tactically, or do you mean like the way he coaches players? What do you mean? I
think tactically he's not. He look. Whichever way you wanna look at it, he's not a great coach. He's not a Pep or a Klopp, or even I wouldn't even say he's as good as Brendan Rodgers in terms of.
But that's unfair to him. As a manager,
he's great. I'm giving him his credit. If you let me finish, as a manager, he's very good, and you know, you have to give credit to him. You can't not give credit to him. It's not like he's an unlikable character or whatever. I understand it's United, and I don't like giving people credit from United, but you have to, because he's done amazing things with very limited, and not limited in terms of money, but limited in terms of players that he wanted. Because I don't think he wanted Cavani, and I don't think he really wanted Alex Telles. I think he wanted Reguilon. I don't think he ever really wanted Van der Beek in terms of like an immediate target. And I just think, given the tools he's got, you know, you look at United's defense. It's not great. It isn't a great defense, but they're doing very well, and you have to give credit to him. Like I said, even if they win the Premier League this season, do you still keep him in the job long term? I don't know if you do, because you know Pochettino's now gone to PSG, so that's that one out of the way. But there's still a lot of, you know, you've got Nagelsmann, you've got Tuchel, you've got Allegri.
No, you have to keep him, O'Shea. You have to, as a United fan, actually being able to navigate the Glazers and Ed Woodward and Judge is a massive thing. And I actually think, I've said many times before, if a top manager like with a big ego comes into Manchester United and starts demanding a lot of control, I think they just butt heads. I think it just gets derailed. It becomes a personal agenda for Ed Woodward. Like, Ed Woodward's going nowhere. He owns shares of the club. He's not just an employee. So that's where I really praise Ole Gunnar.
But Indiana, don't you think it's a little bit unfair when rival fans say that Ole is tactically, like, you know, not very good? Because I disagree. I think he's quite good. He knows how to build a good team. He knows how to, like, get the best out of his players. You guys counterattack is very impressive. You know, I think he's a very underrated manager as far as what he can do.
He's a good
as
coach
a manager.
But he's not. He's a good coach tactically, but he's not great. That's not his main strength. But that's always the point I wanted to point out. His main strength isn't really coaching.
Where would you rank him, like, among the 20 managers in the Premier League?
Right now, I would rank him as a coach. Right now, I would rank him. I'd rank him joint third, maybe fourth as a coach. Not in terms of form. Right now, he's number one, of course, in terms of form.
No, just in general. Like, what do you think of him as a manager?
In general, I would rank him about either joint third or fourth. Joint third with Brendan Rodgers, or fourth. Because Brendan Rodgers, I know he's always flopped, but he's a very good coach. And when he does set up great, he does it amazing. I think. I hate to say it, but I do think Pep Guardiola as a coach is better than Jurgen Klopp. I think tactically, how he just sets up teams to just go out and destroy. It's almost like he's got an army and he's telling them go to this primary school with guns and shoot them. But that's what it's like watching City play when they're on form. Like it's like having a bunch of soldiers attack primary school kids. It's disgusting. I think Klopp is probably on the same level as Pep, but there's a lot of other things that have helped Klopp. And his man management, his able to put the drive into players and that hunger. So I'd say Ole's third, joint third, maybe fourth behind Rodgers, depending on who you ask.
You don't think Pep is a better manager than Klopp?
I don't think he's a better manager than Klopp. He's not a better manager. Debatable in terms of coaching and tactics, because the man's won 2 Champions Leagues and won the league every season. Every team he's gone to, he's won the league. So you can't take that away from him. I think as a manager, he's not as good as Klopp. I think Klopp's the best manager in the world. Maybe not in terms of form right now, but overall, he's the best manager in the world. He is. I just think his ability to manage players and the way his presence is with the players, they adore him. They die for him. Do you know what I'm saying? And the only other manager I've seen that with is Ferguson and Wenger in the early days, and obviously Mourinho when he was at Chelsea. But other than that, I've not seen it at that same level in the Premier League. I think you have to give Klopp that credit as a manager. He's the best in the world.
Nah.
I don't know about that because
for me, Pep would be a better tactician, but Klopp is a better manager. That's how I would put it.
Point. He's the best manager in the world. He's not the best coach. I mean, you could argue between him and Pep. It's like picking a needle trying to put a thread through a needle. There's no point in arguing about it. But as a manager, I do think he's better than Pep.
I don't know. For me, Pep is.
No, I can't agree because the reason why I can't agree is because Klopp is too stubborn. He'll stick to a system. Happened at his last club, and it feels the same sort of thing. Yeah. And here's the thing: if he is a really, really top manager, and it's FSG who aren't backing him, then I would expect him to leave and go to a Real Madrid or someone like that. Do you know what I mean? Like go to or wait for a Bayern job, something huge where they're going to back him fully. Do you know what I mean? If he feels like he's not being backed.
But I think it's easier to say that though than done, Indiana, because when you look at the situation with Klopp and Liverpool, I'm not going to sit here and say that he's like Steven Gerrard or Kenny Dalglish. Of course not. The guy's from Germany. He doesn't completely love Liverpool, but he's not just a manager for Liverpool. Like Pep Guardiola is just a City manager. He doesn't love City. He's got no affection for City.
But that's because you're a Liverpool fan. I think
you're emotionally invested in him.
Yeah,
But
I think you're just emotionally.
Of course, there's going to be bias. Of course, there's going to be bias. But I do think Klopp does. I mean, he's been at the club for 5 years, and when he leaves at the end of his contract, that will be almost a decade at the club. He does. He has a love for the club. He's lived in Liverpool for 5 years. There's a certain level of love that he has for this club because he feels it from the fans. Whereas, does Pep love City in the same way? Does he love the fans? No, I don't think he does. I don't think Pep loves any club but Barcelona in that way. The same way I don't think Brendan Rodgers loves Leicester. I think he cares about Leicester. I think, of course, you develop an affection for the fans.
So why
but
do
I
you
don't think he
think
loves
Klopp
Leicester.
loves Liverpool? Why do you think? I think
I
to
thi-
me,
I think you can
O'Shea,
just-
I think you're just being like a kind of a Justin Bieber
I
fan kind of thing, man.
I wouldn't say he loves Liverpool on the same way that Lampard loves Chelsea or Ole loves United. Of course not.
I
But he-
wish Lampard would love us less, man. If I'm honest with you, man.
but he does definitely. Mate, look, I don't think he loves Liverpool the same way he loves Mainz either, because he that's the team he grew up supporting. But
Actually, he
I think
didn't. He supported some small team. I forgot what it's called.
I thought it was
I wa-
Mainz that he kept supporting.
No,
but
no, no. He supported some small team. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Continue.
I think Liverpool is. Look, like I said, he doesn't love Liverpool the same way as maybe some other managers like Ole because he's played for United or etc. But I do think Liverpool is more to him than just a club that he works for. I think it's more to him than just, oh, this is just another page in my life, another page in my career. I do think he's got because he's got a connection with the fans. He's got a connection with the city. He gets the city. He gets the fans. He gets the culture. And I think it's more to him than just, oh, well, fuck this. If it doesn't work, I'm going to leave.
But is it due to the fact that he won a Champions League there, or is it because he actually does get the culture? Because, like you said, it's the first Champions League he ever won, so that's why he's a bit more,
It's not just that, because I saw it with him before the Champions League. I think a big part of it is how the fans take to you. You know, Liverpool fans. There's not many fans around the world that have that level of, like, when they love someone, when Liverpool fans love someone.
I saw how much you love Gerrard and when he wanted to go to Chelsea, man. Jesus Christ, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like the Celtic fans have it. The Celtic fans have it, where they love them if they love someone. You know what I'm saying? So I think a big part of it is the reception he's got from the fans. Liverpool idolize Klopp. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to build a statue of him. Like, that's the reality of it.
Do you think it's because he's the first manager to win your Premier League in 30 years?
I think it's more than just. I think it's more than just that, because you remember they built the memorial for him before the Premier League. I think it's more than just a Premier League title, because remember that was only last year. It's the way he's transformed the club. He's injected this energy into the club. Even if you look at the season we lost the Champions League, the way the club just felt, it's not felt like this in years. And
well, that's why I said, because you didn't win a Premier League for 30 years. Before he came, I think you finished 6th or 8th. So that's why
even before we won the Premier League last season, it's the way he's transformed the club entirely.
Yeah. I'm saying that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I feel like Liverpool fans feel like there is a bigger connection than there actually is. What do you think, Indiana? Do you think like he actually loves Liverpool, or as soon as like Real Madrid or some other club comes for him and do a different project with actual players, not like Malino, whatever the fuck his name is, then he would go to that club? Because that's how I feel, man. Because I feel like Liverpool are not doing him justice. They're not doing him justice. They're not doing him justice. I think they're not doing him justice with the crap players that they're getting him, man.
It depends how you'll know if he's that type of guy, because the minute a Real Madrid come in, he's off. A Juventus,
even a Byron. Like if Byron came from him next season,
I don't think he would ever go to Bayern.
You don't think he'd go to Bayern?
What, because of Dortmund?
Yeah, I don't think he would.
But he's German.
I think he's got more integrity.
Bro, nah. Dortmund and Bayern Munich are pretty much like gangbangers, man. They all just switch girlfriends and wives like nobody's business, man. They switch players like crazy, man. I don't think that's
between them. That's between them. I think him as a man, I think he's got more integrity than that. I don't think he ever would.
I don't know, man.
Like,
any integrity can be questioned with a few £1 million and a good project, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So not even a project. Not even a project. Just adding trophies to your CV. Add some trophies to your CV. Like there are some people just want to do that.
I have a theory, Indiana. Look at the squad that won him the Premier League. They're Asian. You know, we can see that they're declining. the Liverpool squad isn't that deep. It's something I said on the terrace. Yeah, yeah.
So did I. I was like, what?
So what are you on
I
about?
said, what Asian? What? Oh no,
When you said
Asian.
Aging.
but I thought you said
Asian. Yeah, Asian. So they're Asian, right? So basically, I think Salah has 29, Mane is like 28, something like this. So
In
after
their
those, and the players that they are buying, like the Malmelino and all these guys that you can fucking barely pronounce their names, and the Origis, the Shakiris, all this like C-class level players, you know, like they're not the A tier level, you know. And they're not looking to improve the squad level, you know, in a way that a City or a Real Madrid or anybody would, you know. They're getting those cheap alternatives, and sooner or later that quality of that squad is gonna be that quality, you know, and the players that they have. And then I'm not sure that Klopp is being done justice by giving him those players, because I think if they won the Premier League, they should give him an open checkbook. But instead, I think you and I spoke about it like off camera, Indiana, right? Like they haven't done him justice after winning the Premier League.
Oh,
so
me and you were the only two at the start of the season. Like when we were on the terrace saying, I think it was only, I apologise if anyone else was saying it, but we both said Liverpool finished third at best. They're going to drop off. They're bound to pick up injuries. They have to go big in the window. When you're on top, you have to spend. Like we both said this, and everyone looked at us like we're the pricks. Do you know what I mean?
Part of me does feel like if we finish third this season, and let's say we won the FA Cup, and I don't know.
Are you gonna get the banner out?
No, I'm not like on Arsenal levels. But if we finish third, we win the FA Cup, and let's say we got to a Champions League quarter final, right? I think I don't know if that's necessarily the worst thing in the world, because I do think that would be the kick up the arse. And because FSG have spent money, like as much as I give them criticism, when they need to, when it comes down to like it's urgent, they do spend money. It's just you can't wait until it's too late, and that's what they like to do. But I do think if we don't retain the title this season, but we win an FA Cup and finish third, I think they may spend a lot of money in the summer. But part of me doesn't want that, because the difference between a good team and a great team is retaining the title. So even if we went out and got Mbappe in the summer, I don't want that if it means we're not going to retain the title this season, because the retaining the title.
You don't want to spend 166 million anyway.
They're not gonna spend it. You might try to get to try to tempt him with chicken nuggets, man. There's no way you guys are giving 100 or something million on a player. That's not Liverpool,
166 million is the price.
There's no way they're paying that.
No, they're not.
No way.
No way. Even though Mbappe said
Indiana
to play.
Indiana, they're gonna get some kid from Asia who is like the next Mbappe, you know, and he's gonna have like half like balding from the front, and he's just gonna be running like Mbappe, and they're gonna think like he's the exact same thing, you know. It's like when you order players off Wish, you know, the website Wish. That's basically what Liverpool are gonna do, man.
You need to stop shopping there, man.
No, like you remember when they got they said Milamino is the next Kagawa.
Who?
Milamino.
Oh yeah.
And they said he's the next Kagawa, and he's nothing like Kagawa, man.
Kai. That was all. That Minamino thing was all PR. That was only because of the Asian fans that would get the Japanese. Right. That was all it was.
Get a market out there. What they missed was though that you have to buy a player who's actually fucking good for the fans to want to support him. That's the bit they missed. It's all right. It's all right doing it with a Kagawa or a Park Ji-sung or a Son.
Nah, come on, you can't put Son in there. Son is amazing, man. He's literally like good marketing and style.
Hang on a minute. Park Ji-sung was very, very underrated.
Is he as good as Son, though? Is he as good as Son?
No. The greatest Korean player to ever play football, bro. Like, what do you mean? He's literally the greatest Asian player, actually.
Who's better, Kagawa or Son? Kagawa in his prime or Son?
Son.
Oh yeah, Son.
Son better than Kagawa.
He's literally the greatest Asian player to ever play football, bro. Like, that's a fact, you know.
that you never know who existed. Like you can see like somebody in like the 70s or the 80s who played well, you know. I don't know, but yeah. No, I love Son, man. I think he's very underrated, man. He's very underrated. But yeah, O'Shea, what do you think about Liverpool like front three? What's going on with Salah, man? Is it time to go to Mecca to start praying, man? What's up with that, man? Astaghfirullah.
No, look, Salah is he's aging, man. Indiana's face. He's like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, so what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Nah. He's just, you know what it is, bro. The front three are tired, man. Like they're just tired. Man. Like that's what it is. He's played the same front three season after season. They've got
Didn't yesterday he made changes to what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? I just said his name. That buff Swedish guy who's like 5'1", man. What's his name? Shaqiri.
Yeah. I don't look. The issue with the front three is they've been on fire for 3 years and he's played them constantly, but they've got no competition. When Jota came, he was competition for them, and they were performing. Salah's top goal scorer. Jota was scoring. Firmino was getting goals when Jota came in. Mane was getting a few goals, and since he's gone, that sort of competition pushing him has left them. So I think it is time to move one of the front three on. I would like to see one of them, or if not two of them, or even all three of them get moved on at some point in the next 2 years.
How the fuck are you going to buy a front three? You don't spend money, really. Like
we spend money when we sell, and Salah and Mane are both
Mbappe, Haaland, and Sancho coming in, yeah.
Bro, I'm not saying we're going to get Sancho. We don't need to get three because we've got Jota already.
You do if you fucking sell three. But then you're in the same position. You've got no one else who can come in.
No, because that's not, bro. That's literally not how it works. If both Salah and Mane are valued at over 100 million. They would be sold for over 100 million. And there's clubs out there that would spend that money. You know, Hazard left for 140 million. Coutinho left around 27, 28 for 140 million. So, look, I don't think we'd get 140 million for Salah or Mane, but we definitely get over 100 million for both of them. We could, I think we could definitely sell one of them, buy another player. Then you get where I'm coming from. It can be done, but we need to do it sooner rather than later. One of the greatest things that Ferguson did that kept United at the top was knowing when to refresh players. Even look when you saw Beckham, everybody was looking at him like he was crazy. But he then goes and replaces him with Rooney and Ronaldo, and you go on and win another however many Premier Leagues and another Champions League. So the point is knowing when to move on players, even if they're still in their prime, is a very important skill to have, and he needs to do that because ability and prime is completely different from marketable prime.
But will he do that? Will he do that though, Oshe? Will he just sell his like best assets, or do you think he's like loyally like kind of like attached to them? Because I know Klopp is a loyal guy to his players.
He's a loyal guy. He's a loyal guy, and we've seen in recent years that when a player's been one of his best or one of his most used players, he doesn't like selling them. He never wanted to sell Coutinho. Even we were offered 140 million and we didn't want to sell him. We accepted the offer because it was a lot of money, but we still wanted to keep Coutinho. They were trying to convince him to stay. So he doesn't like selling his best players. He doesn't want to sell Wijnaldum. You know, I know he let go of Daniel Sturridge and whatever, but Daniel Sturridge was getting to the end of his career, period. Never mind at Liverpool. So that's why he got rid of him. But he doesn't like to sell players. I think it really comes down to whether a team comes in for Salah or Mane. If they don't try to move, if Salah doesn't try to push his way out of the club, or a club doesn't come in for him, I don't know if we'll sell him. I honestly don't, because I don't think Klopp is that type of guy that would sell him. I think we could sign another two players that could play Salah or Mane's position, and we still wouldn't sell Salah or Mane. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm hoping that we can sell Salah in the summer. I really do.
You already? I thought you just sang his song to me like a few days ago, man.
I loved it. That doesn't, bro. That's. So what does that mean? I love my players, but it's Liverpool, not Salahpool. At the end of the day,
you're not loyal, man. Jesus Christ, man. You're just selling them.
I'm loyal, but you're still. Of course, I'm loyal, but he's still an employee of the club. You've been at the club for 4 years, bro. Like it's getting to the end of your time at the club. You've been a great servant. You've won many things.
But shit, you're as loyal as Brandon Rodgers, man. As soon as you get a better deal, you're off, man. Oh man. Yeah, but I feel you, man. Especially because the front three is getting older, you know, and
they're almost as old as Indiana, and that's old, bro. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, so we need to move one and look at his face. He just doesn't. He's just thinking, shut the hell up. We know, but
shut the hell up, man.
In all seriousness, though, we do need to move one of the front three on, like sooner rather than later, because you don't want him to get to 30, and then it's like it doesn't matter if he's still scoring goals. You're not going to sell him for any amount of money.
All right, let's talk about the Mr. Bean of football, man. Arsenal Football Club. You know what I mean?
Don't.
We have to. You know, like what do you guys think about them this season, man?
I blame Liverpool's downfall on my hatred for Arsenal. I feel like it's karma. I feel like the way
fuck that. I blame Chelsea.
Us?
Yeah, I fucking blame you. Dude, listen.
You know what?
No. Let me just tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Monster prayed for fucking everybody else apart from his own
Prayed too
team.
much. He prayed too fucking much.
Way too much. Slept overnight in churches at one stage, right? And then you play City and you play Arsenal and you fucking wake them both up.
Gee.
I blame you. I blame Frank. I blame Timo, and I blame Havertz, and I blame
Indiana.
I even blame fucking Kepa. He didn't even play.
I said it. I said we should have wore a glove when we played Arsenal, man. When our players touched them, we just got whatever the fuck they had, and we couldn't win a game ever since, man. So whenever they had, man, it got cut across.
Nah, fuck that.
Because it is. Because I had this argument with Arsenal fans. Who do you think is a better coach, Arteta or Lampard, man?
Arteta.
Arteta.
What, you went geez because I was thinking, right? Is that what you're saying?
No. Just tell me, like, Arteta or Lampard. Who do you think is a better coach?
Lampard's proved he can be a good youth coach, I think. Like he gets the
I mean, like
best
a football club. I don't care about the youth. The youth, they can go play around, do whatever they want. Football club. Like, who's the better football club manager?
Manager is to be seen with Frank, but you'd have to go for
at the moment.
Arteta.
It is Arteta.
Arteta.
Yeah. We've even seen when Arsenal were doing terrible this season.
I just think it's a bit fair to judge Frank right now. Like,
come on,
come on. He's been in the club, bro, for over 18 months, bro.
Yeah, but it's not Indiana. You're not being fair because Lampard has like 200 something million worth of talent. You know who Arteta got? Arteta got El Nene, man. El Nene, that's what he got, man.
Indiana, he's been at the club for less time than Arteta has been at Arsenal.
Yeah,
you realise that, innit? He's been at Chelsea he's been at Chelsea for longer than Arteta has been at Arsenal.
Much better squad as well.
And Arsenal, and even though Arsenal are below Chelsea, they're performing better than Chelsea. So
I'm just saying I think you've got to just understand that he hasn't been a manager for very long. Like, and I get
man.
Yeah, but it's not an excuse. He should go. I'm saying he's not good enough to manage Chelsea. I'm just saying I think it's a bit unfair to say it's all Frank's fault.
No, I'm just asking who's better. Arteta or Lampard? Arteta or Lampard? No need to get emotional.
When you break it down, Indiana, when you break it down, Frank Lampard has actually had more managerial experience than Arteta because he did a year at Derby.
More money, more managerial experience, more backing, better squad when he inherited as well. So the question is,
he was
that a lot of you Chelsea
Pep, and I think that
Chelsea
really
fans don't like to hear. Yeah. A lot of my subscribers are Lampard in. I don't know what's wrong with them, but that's their issues with their parents, not mine. But anyway, so that's why I'm gonna ask that question from a rival. Who do you think is better, Arteta or Lampard?
Arteta.
Arteta. There you go, Chelsea fans. Even Farteta is ranked higher than Lampard from our rivals, man. That's you know what?
He was a better footballer as well.
Nah, come on. Now you're stretching it, man.
I can't even go on.
Now you're stretching it, man.
What do you mean, bro? He's an Everton legend, bro. What do you mean?
He is an Everton legend.
Everton legend.
Well, I thought we were talking about. I thought we were talking about fucking Arsenal. Are we going to talk about their bullshit signings or what?
I mean, the only signing I like is the Odegaard. I never heard of the goalkeeper before, but apparently he's amazing.
This is what I'm saying. That's why it's not a big thing. He was the third choice keeper.
Yeah, I don't fucking know who he is, man. But they tell me he's amazing. He got them promoted and whatever.
Yeah, well, they fucking would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they big up every fucking body.
When's the last time you heard an Arsenal fan over a transfer saying, "Oh, he's absolutely dog shit"? They always find
even Willian, bro. Even when they signed Willian, they were like, "Yeah, well, it keep working, it keep working."
The experience.
I told them, Willian, I don't understand. I told them, Willian, I don't understand how this guy has triplets. He can never hit the target, man. How does he have triplets for kids, man? He can never do any conversions, man. Like the guy, and they signed him, and they told me he's our best player, blah blah blah.
Maybe that's where all of his skill is. Like it's just been put into that one area of his life.
It's like it's like Dragon Ball Z when they fucking contract all the power they have and release it. That's William when he got his wife pregnant, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, but other than Odegaard, I didn't hear of any of their
Do you actually think that's a good deal though? When you think about it, right?
It's good for Real Madrid. They can develop a player for him who's very good.
Yeah, but no. Is it good for Arsenal? Real Madrid aren't killing it, right? They're not exactly killing it over there, are they? Odegaard wanted to go to Sociedad. I think he wanted to stay there. I don't know it for a fact. There were other clubs like Ajax, Leicester. Leicester didn't try and get the deal done because they couldn't afford it. The same with Christian Eriksen. So what I question about Arsenal is, a gal said to me today. He said,
"Yeah, he said that to you again."
He said the reason why we got him is because it came up out of nowhere, so we decided just to go for him. So basically, you're just fucking gambling.
Does that? I love Igal to death. But he thinks football, like football management, is like going to your hood and asking people what they want to eat, man. That shit is process, man. It doesn't just happen.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, where's the fucking thought process? And they're like, oh no.
Like a guy's just sat there.
We got Smith Rowe.
Just sat there in his house thinking to himself that Kroenke's just like, so he's got a catalog and he's looking at all these players
catalog.
And he's just picking a player.
Listen, basically, what's happened is because he was supposed to be on this stream, and he's supposed to be on Fraud Watch after.
But his wife said, "Igal, you gotta do."
Do you know what I think?
Husband duties.
I think he's got so excited, right? He's got so excited. His wife said,
He told her that.
"I'm taking your phone away from you. Bring your friends. Tell him you got to stay in tonight, and you go to bed early, right?"
He was cooking when he called me, so the wife must have made him cook as well, you know.
Yeah,
because he was cooking. He's
probably watching now. Hi, gal.
He's like, listen. He's like, hi, listen, Kai. Listen. So my wife, she said that I have to. I have to spend some time with the wifey today, and I've heard him cleaning dishes.
No, it's out of order.
I've heard him cleaning dishes as well, man. It was hilarious. I love you, Igal. Anyway, 35 people watching right now, man. Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Yeah, get them up, quick, get the likes.
And
stop freeloading.
And follow this wonderful people, man. First 11 Indiana, you know. I'm gonna be there as well today for Fraud Watch. And O'Shea, what's your Albanian human trafficking ring at? How does it go, man?
Oh, so basically, you can use these kidneys, and we just have a catalogue of people from. We do have a new liver coming in from Romania, top quality as well.
If there are any buyers, man, what's your Twitter handle?
Contact Kai directly on Instagram.
What's your Twitter handle, man? Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, shit.
My Twitter handle is free servants. No, I'm joking. Shay J _O. Shay J _O. But I don't want any creepy people following me because I've been getting a lot of weird DMs. Yeah.
Imagine if you actually get it, like if you actually get like somebody like requesting.
Oh no! Listen, people, but we Kai and O'Shea, myself, we got Zane as well, and who else is coming? Beaks Corner and bits and bobs. Prime will be somewhere in the background, fucking up the controls, I expect.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Jem and Jem will be there.
Is Jem is gonna be there?
Yeah.
Jim always does he always do like shows with us for that? Jim is so forgettable, man. Like, was he there like last one? We did it, man. Was he?
He hasn't missed one. He's never missed one. Jeez. But yeah, on the first 11, that's the first XI. So come and check that out. Fraud.
Yeah, we will do it.
It's funny as fuck.
People gonna be confused when they see me like, O'Shea's back.
Yeah. O'Shea's back. No,
like, where has he been
hiding? It's just
has he had some kind of particular test virus that you're not allowed to say the name of? Nah, he's fine. O'Shea's fine. He's a bit confused, but he always is. Anyway, let's talk about Leicester, man. Leicester, they deserve some credit because they're doing bits. What do you guys think about Leicester and the job Rodgers is doing, man?
Incredible job. Incredible. And do you know what? Their last season, their big miss, James Maddison. What a player. Like, absolute baller. I'd have loved him at United. United don't have a set piece taker, you know.
No, I would have loved Rodgers at United, man. At Chelsea, sorry, at Chelsea. I would have loved him at Chelsea, man. I would I know he's as loyal as Pamela Anderson, but if we offer him the money, man, he'd come. So I would have tried
like
it.
Pamela Anderson, if you offer her the money, yeah.
You know how I don't know how old you are, O'Shea, but
I'm old enough to remember Pamela Anderson.
you know that
she watch on repeat, isn't he?
Dave
or something.
Let's just say she moved around a lot. That's.
I know.
Yeah.
She moved around a lot.
Yeah, she was a mover, wasn't she? She was places. She was places.
Yeah.
And places weren't her, but that's not the point. Anyway, people, it was nice for you two guys to tune in. We're gonna be at Indiana's first 11 channel for the fraud watch in 15 minutes. Indiana, when are we doing?
Yeah, but we'd start about 20:15. Yeah, but honestly, I think tonight's going to be funny because Should I tell people what the frauds are? We got Jody Morris, Werner, Chelsea fans, Jamie Carragher, Liverpool fans, Liverpool front three, and Jurgen Klopp. So that's
really Liverpool oriented though,
and Chelsea. Well, this is what you all chose. This is what you all chose. So come and hear what people have got to say and why they're calling fraud on these people, man. Because honestly, it's funny. And I want you to get in the comments as well and debate and tell us whether they're frauds or not. Let's get the people involved tonight.
It is. Anyway, people, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it with your grandma, your girlfriend, your other girlfriend, your wife,
your ex-girlfriend,
your current girlfriend,
her boyfriend.
Your side boyfriend, whoever you have in your family that you want to share the videos with, who likes football, you know, or would like to buy some organs. Let them know O'Shea's you know. I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure you tune into the first 11 and take care. Don't do drugs. Bye-bye.